This is Andrea from Healing Spirits Earth Farm and Education Center. Today we're going to go over all different ways to make teas. These are some of my favorite ways and they're easy, which is what I always like. One of the ones that we think about first is making just a cup of tea. And it's really nice to have a tea, well this is a tea strawberry. You just open it up, put some of your tea in it, put the lid back on it, and pour hot water over it. You let that sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then you drink it. This, of course, is reusable. If you have young children around, they love to play with it, just so you know if it disappears. We also have a heart-shaped one, a star-shaped one. They're used exactly the same way. Another way that you can make it with your cup is, again, you can just put your tea in, take your hot water, pour it over, allow it to sit in there until it's the strength you like, take it off, and drink. Makes a lovely tea. Another easy way of making tea is if you have a French press. You put your herbs in, your hot water, fill it up, and then put the top on and let it sit for 15-20 minutes. Press it down and pour. And all the herbs stay in the bottom. If you like your tea really hot while this is sitting and brewing, you can cover it with a towel. Another really pretty way is if you have one of these pretty glass pots, you have your pretty tea. Again, you fill it up with the hot water, allow it to sit and brew, and then press it down, and again, pour and drink, and all your tea is in here instead of in your teeth. And then, of course, there's always the teapot. This can be done the same way as we did the cup. You can fill up your tea ball, fill it with hot water, allow it to sit, and then pour when it's ready. I love this teapot. I just got it. Another cute one, if you just want to make, like, say, 1 cup for yourself, this is a really pretty cast iron one. Make your tea, put the hot water in, put the lid on, and allow it to sit. Or again, you can also use the strainer. When it's done, you can strain through here if you haven't used your tea ball on the inside. Another way that we really like making tea, especially in the summertime, I made this last night. This is a moon tea. I put the herbs in the jar, filled it with water, allowed it to sit out in the moonlight. And then all you do is you take, I have my trusty strainer, and you're just going to strain it through. And you have your beautiful tea to drink. Now, supposing that you want to do a root tea. A root tea we would do a little differently. Oh, back up just 1 second. I forgot. Another way of doing your tea outside, if you do not want to have the tea loose and you don't want to fiddle with a strainer, we also have large quantities of tea made up in a tea bag. You would just put this in, fill it with tap water. Again, allow it to sit out overnight in the moonlight, or you can make it during the day, put it out in the sun for an hour or two, and you have tea. Take your tea bag out, you have tea to drink. Another tea that I really like, I like root teas. But root teas I make entirely different than the leaf or the flower tea. One of the reasons being root teas need more heat to extract all of their goodness that they're holding deep in their bark. So what you can do, take a pot, put in about a quarter cup of the roots, fill it with water, put it on your burner, lightly simmer that for 10 or 15 minutes. Have your trusty strainer, strain it into your cup and drink it. Now another way that I will do that sometimes is I have a Mr. Coffee. Now a Mr. Coffee is not going to make it as strong as if you put it on here and do it yourself. Or you have the heat right on it for 10 or 15 minutes. But you can take the dried herbs, put them right in here, fill this up with water, turn it on, and it comes through just like coffee. For myself, I like my tea stronger than this, so once it goes through once, I take it and I pour it back in so it goes through one more time. And then I have a strength that works really well for me. That's just an overview. If you have any questions about making tea, give us a call and enjoy the journey, because there's nothing like sitting down to a nice fresh cup of tea.